Newsflash: the St. Louis Cardinals pitching is terrible. It's been that way for a few years now.
Hey, it was really good today, Josh.
Hey, outside of today, it's been awful. Is help on the way? What is Heim Bloom going to have to work with in 2026, 2027, and beyond? We're going to do a little bit of a conversation on the state of the Cardinals pitching, and then do our monthly tier lists, which I think will also be quite the conversation today on this episode of Dealing the Cards. Hey, welcome back into Dealing the Cards. Josh, Sandy, and Andrew, as always. The Cardinals salvaged series against the Pittsburgh Pirates today. I think they're still a top 10 pick of the season ended today, which is hilarious. I'm kind of hoping that they keep rising in that and get better lottery odds. This is supposed to be a really good draft coming up, so even much higher regarded than this past year's, and so I would like to have a top pick if possible at this rate. But I want to start something with you guys. How old were you two in 2013?
11.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
I think I was 15. I don't know how much you guys remember the 2013 Cardinals, but there's this iconic Sports Illustrated cover I pulled out for today. You guys remember seeing this at all?
I don't remember the cover, but I remember the team.
It's an iconic cover. Here's the headline. They were the cover of Sports Illustrated in May that year in 2013. It was called, the headline was "The Cardinal Way," and the article preface, and then there's this huge cover story in the middle of Sports Illustrated about how the Cardinals are literally the premier organization in all of baseball and everyone wants to be like them. But here it goes. It says, injuries, ? Superstar free agent losses ? Nothing slows down baseball's modern organization, past, present, and future. Well, we're from the future to tell you it slowed down. It's not good. But I mean, literally, like, remember, I think we talked about in an episode recently that the Cardinals had like 7 starters that were pre-arb or arbitration from 2013 to 2015 that posted 3.3 ERAs or lower over like 300 plus starts. Like, they used to be the team that pumped out pitching like the Athletics. Whoa, don't know where that came from. The Tampa Bay Rays, the Cleveland Guardians, the Seattle Mariners, like these teams that just are at the top of baseball and pitching. And now you look at the Cardinals rotation and it's just a bunch of overpaid veterans. Sonny Gray's good, but it's not been as he can be good, but it's not been what it needs to be. And then you've got Andre Pallante, which is falling apart. Michael McGreevy, which is a 5 starter at best, right? Maybe a 4. And then whatever Matthew Liberatore is some long term. I guess. Do you guys think that this is fixable in the next few years, Sandy? Do you think they can get this to a place where it's competent, or do you think this is going to be quite some time? And I'm not talking, this is like once in a generation, what they were able to do in the early 2010s. Yeah, so I'm not talking about get to there, but do you think they can get to a place where it's a strength anytime soon, or do you think it's going to take a while?
I just think it totally depends how you're going to define fixable. I mean, I think for most of the year, the Cardinals were a wild card contender. I don't see why they can't be a wild card contender next year if they make like a couple of smart moves this offseason. But yeah, to get to the point where they're pumping out premium pitching talent, yeah, it's going to take a while. It's going to take some time. I think they were close to graduating a group of talented pitchers, as we've talked about a number of times, between Tink Hence, Takao Roby, Quinn Matthews, Cooper Jerpy. And all these guys had moved through the system and they'd gotten to that top level. But now all of them are hurt and it sucks. The Cardinals have been snake bitten, I would say, the upper levels of the minor leagues for the last few years, whether you want to talk about an Alex Reyes, or a Tink Hence, like these guys that just can't stay healthy. They've had solid pitching prospects. It's just they continue to bust or continue to get hurt. So yeah, I think it's going to take time. I think if you look at the lower levels, there are a lot of arms that you can be really excited about. A lot of guys you can be really intrigued by, but that's going to take time. So yeah. I think you're talking 3 years probably before you're seeing like the Chen-Wei Lins and Ishan Hendersons of the world sort of reach the upper levels and debut. And even those guys are not true blue chip pitching prospects. So yeah, it's going to take some time.
Yeah. What do you think, Andrew?
Yeah, it's rough. I don't really know. Like, I don't fully remember that 2013 rotation. I don't know if it was that good. Like, I'm sure. It was
really good.
It was really good, but like,
it was really
they're trying to rebuild that 2013 rotation with like the same strategies and formulas that worked back then, and it's like, okay, well, that doesn't work anymore. Like that, and I feel like to some extent that rotation or like those successes are still what they're trying to define the rotation with now, because there weren't any guys that in there that were like pumping 98. I mean, that really wasn't a thing, but like there's still.
How hard did Carlos Martinez throw?
2013 was more of a reliever, but you're right, Andrew, and I think that's been pointed out by people that they failed to evolve, and so they had nailed what was best in that system back in 2013. And honestly, like even just their ability for hit suppression ground balls was lauded by everyone in baseball. They need to do that version of they need to be competent again. But I think the dream is that they do that version of it for this era of baseball, where they have the right pitchers to win in today's game in the way that they did back then. But I mean, you could here's a 2013 roster. You have Adam Wainwright, Lance Lynn, Shelby Miller, Jake Westberg, Edward Mojica, Trevor Rosenthal, Seth Mayes, Kevin Seegers, Randy Cho, Joe Kelly, Michael Wacha, Jaime Garcia, Carlos Martinez, Fernando Salas, Mitchell Boggs was getting in there. And anyways, it's just like you'd kill to have like one or two of those guys right now. And they were littered with it.
Yeah. I mean, it's Andrew's right. Like the Cardinals are still doing that same thing that was awesome back then. And it doesn't work now for a bunch of reasons. The game has changed. There are more power hitters than ever today. Guys swing harder. They hit the ball farther. But also it's really tough because the shift got banned, like that really hurt the Cardinals, I think, more than we were expecting it to at the time. And the whole idea of like, manage contact, ground balls, efficiency, like I think it's really fun to watch. And I think when it's working, like when Pallante's on and he's able to go very efficiently and move quickly and get all these guys to ground out softly, it's great. But in an era where there's no shift, it's so much harder to make sure that those don't end up as singles that all get strung together. The other night, a bunch of balls went through the opposite side with Pallante, and it was like, well, now the first 6 guys have reached and we're down 4-0 immediately.
Yeah.
And it's just tough. I mean, you have to have strikeout stuff to win these days. And that's what really worries me, because if you look at even some of the guys at the top of the Cardinals system, the strikeout stuff isn't, I mean, it's Quinn Matthews. It's really intriguing. The whiff stuff on his secondaries is awesome. But even if you look at like Liberatore, the young guys the Cardinals are counting on in the future, even McGreevy, like the strikeout stuff is not there. Yeah. So they're probably farther than we want to admit.
I like what Cole Bassett's left foot, what a YouTube name put on there. Carl's pitching development is broken. It's outdated in today's game. It's the same thing. I totally agree. But at the same time, like we do look at their draft class and you go after Liam Doyle, Kate Crossland, Tanner Franklin, some really interesting arms, the arms they targeted in trades. Again, you look at the lower levels of minors right now with Braden Davis, Eshawn Henderson, Che Win-Lin. There's another lefty I'm blank. Bryson Motts is taking a step forward. Those guys aren't necessarily, I mean, you don't know if any of them will be more than back end the rotation starters. But I mean, even with what we've seen with Pallante this year, it's like, well, you need not only do you need the top end talent and guys you can count on to potentially be frontline starters, but you need you can't just have one or two potential back end guys, because you never know which one of those guys are going to implode and fall off, especially when they're more pitch to contact like Pallante. Libby's a whole weird example, because it's like when he's on and throwing high velocity, he looks like a frontline guy, and then he looks like not even throwable in a rotation when he's not on. So it's hard to even say he's a back end guy, because it's like he either pitches way better than that or he doesn't pitch well enough to even be a back end guy. And so his numbers look back end, but it's like, are you getting unplayable or really playable that day? And then McGreevy's like prototypical back end rotation guy. So I'm sure we'll have plenty of conversations about the state of the pitching development long term. I do think there's some intriguing signs, but I think to what you guys said, it's probably going to take a while, and it's an organizational philosophy shift. Luckily, Chaim Bloom's had 2 years to prepare for that already, but it's going to take a lot longer to make it go all the way through. So as always, at the end of months, we do these tier lists. But before we jump into them, I want to thank a couple of sponsors of our podcast, because we're always so appreciative of those who tune in to our podcast, but also those who make it possible to pull it off. And so as always, I want to thank 314 Sports Cards and Collectibles. They're located at 9640 Olive Boulevard in Olivet. They're open 10 to 5 Monday through Friday and 10 to 4 on Saturdays and Sundays. They buy, sell, and trade all sports cards and Pokemon cards, like that Brendan Donovan card. You get the new selections of packs, boxes, and single cards of local players and stars from around the league. make sure you go check them out. We know many of you shop there already, so let them know we sent you if it's your first time, or if you pull stuff from there, send them our way because we love seeing what you guys get. We also want to tell you about one of our other sponsors, and that is Underdog Sports. The Deal on the Cards podcast is proud to be partnered with Underdog Sports, our favorite place to play fantasy games. You're now eligible to play in Illinois, Missouri, Indiana, and 37 other U.S. states. You got to check out Pick'em. It's so easy to play. You just pick 2 to 8 stats of your favorite players and choose whether they'll go higher or lower. You can win 20 times your money by going 5 for 5. If that sounds like fun, sign up with our promo code CARDS to claim your first free pick plus first-time deposit offer up to $1,000 in bonus cash. We can't wait to see your entries. Also, I got to say, as a Bears fan today, I'm a little sad about the NFL. So. Hey, the Packers give up Kenny Clark in that trade. That's not nothing. 2 firsts and Kenny Clark. So,
sure,
anyways,
they're bringing in a superstar.
I'm just trying to convince myself it's going to be a bad trade. But as always, if we're going to do this tier list. If you're new to our tier list, I want to explain on the front end again how they work, because I know it can be confusing. And sometimes you're like, I wonder if this person go in that tier. It's a beautiful hybrid of multiple different things, right? It's the actual player performance on the field compared to the rest of baseball. It's also baked in expectations, right? So you're going to be a little bit harder on Sonny Gray than you are on Andre Pallante, but we're just not going to make spoiler. Andre Pallante is not going to be S tier today, neither is Sonny Gray, but you're going to grade guys differently based on expectation a little bit. And we do let it influence a little bit where they're trending. But if a guy has had a good week, we're not going to necessarily jump them up 1 or 2 tiers, because if they keep having that good week over and over again, then they deserve to be up there. We're really at where they're at as of August 28th, 2025 on the full season, not how the last 2 weeks has gone. We should, Kareem's right. We should add Reinel Rodriguez in here and JJ Weatherholt, put them in S tier. But so as we set the landscape, well, we do have a special guest at the very top of the tier, at the very top of the list that I think we know is going in.
You guys at the very top of the list. I think like F tier is going to be pretty heavy at the beginning.
That's true. Well, Andrew, you want to do the honors with Mr. Eric Fetty?
Sure. Let's do this. Let's add Eric Fetty into his own tier. Oh,
it happens to me.
I've messed this up. Somehow I've messed this up, but
he'll fix it as we go through.
Well, last time we put Eric Fetty in his own tier, and he hasn't pitched for the Cardinals since then. So I think it's only fair that we put him.
He just stays in that tier.
Yeah. So sorry, Eric. He made his Brewers debut last night and lost them the game. So thanks for that.
Not even the Brewers can fix Eric Fetty. Brutal.
It'd be insulting if Eric Fetty pitched well for Milwaukee. I'd actually be very upset.
Honestly, it would be a very funny way to end the Moe era, though, for him to go to Milwaukee and have a heater down the stretch.
It can't happen.
We gave him like 8 hits in 4 innings, still walked 2. So there you go.
Yeah, well, Eric Fetty's leveled up. He pitches for the best team in baseball now. So, All right, Jordan Walker, pretty safe to say F tier. I think, right? Like, it's been pretty bad.
But Walker homer today, guys.
Hey, I want Walker to do well. So when he homered, and honestly, the fact that he can, the thing that's so mind-boggling in Jordan Walker is he can hit a home run like that.
I know, effortless.
But doesn't do the rest of it well right now. It's like, dude, if you just hit the ball in the air a little more consistently, you'll luck into home runs like that, let alone actually start having a better swing. So
it's so true.
The Cardinals' future is so much brighter if Jordan Walker's good. Yeah. And if Jordan Walker can be who we think he could be, or who we thought he could be, like, that is so huge for the organization. So, gosh, I'm rooting for Jordan Walker, but it's been bad, and it's okay to say that.
But yeah, because then you see at-bats like his first at-bat today where he swung and missed at 2 balls on the outside of the plate. It's like the slider outside, it's just terrible. I mean, granted, those were all in the black, so they were fine swing decisions, but you can't whiff 66% of the time.
Graham wants us to put low and away slider in S tier just for jaywalk. Also, we should put fastballs in S tier because the Cardinals can't hit a fastball this year. So it's not good.
Yeah, Walker had another ball today that went 342 feet. So it almost made it out. It got pretty darn close at a 44-degree launch angle. Like, that's not optimal at all, but the power is there and it's so effortless. Like, if he could just optimize.
Cole Bassett is on a heater today. I like this one too. Tier Fetty, the Fetty line, not quite a reclamation project, but also not a solution. It's like, this is just bad. So
it's really bad.
All right. Burley, where would you guys have Burley right now?
A tier. Just because there's
nothing.
That's
fine with me.
There's nothing. I feel like, I don't know. I feel like there's not enough players on this team that like Burleson is probably the only regular that belongs in A tier at this point.
Yeah,
he's a 1.6 WAR player this year in 427 at bats. You're talking about like 2.2 win pace per 600. Like that's good, but I don't know if it's A or S tier. Offensively, he's been great though. But, he's got like a 120 WRC plus now, right?
Yeah, I think B tier is fair because when you are not an asset defensively, he's not a liability. But when you're not an asset defensively, and you don't play a premium defensive position, then your offense needs to be even better to make up for that. And it's good offense, but it's not great offense. If it's great offense, he was A or S. I think.
Wait, why are we saying he's not bad defensively? He's -4 outs above average. That's in the 11th percentile.
Yeah, I think when you watch him play, I personally think he's better than that. I don't think it. I don't.
Yeah, I think he is too, but.
So that's why I say I think he's about average, like maybe slightly below, but then he's well above average offensively, but not like great. So that's why I think B's fair. But you want more offense in the right field or first base or DH if the guy isn't going to give you a lot defensively.
Yeah, I wish more of his offense came from power production too.
True.
Like he gets a lot of offense from the hit tool, and that's great. But for a guy who's going to be playing in the outfield and like, the eye test is much better for Burleson than it was a year ago, but it's still not incredible out there. You want some more power production, I think. Although he's got an outside shot to lead the team in home runs, so
it's true.
You'd like to see power production from everybody on this roster at this point.
All right, Andre Pallante.
F tier, yay.
Yeah. Fun fact, entering play the other day, Pallante had better expected numbers than Liberatore.
That's insane.
He
has ugly. A 5.44 ERA, 6.12 record on the year, and 26 starts. He's really not been giving enough innings either. He's at 139 innings. Yeah, I mean, it's tough. I'm
pretty sure we put Pallante in A tier at the end of last season, so I wonder if Pallante becomes the first player that we ever have to jump from A tier to F tier in one season. But
he had such a good year last year. Like, slept on how great he was last year.
I saw a comment on Twitter this morning in regards to the Pallante Mikolas comparison, and someone was like, I can't believe it. We were all telling the Cardinals how terrible Pallante was. And I was like, really? At the start of the year? It's like, really?
I don't know if anybody was even saying that. I don't think that's fair.
I don't think anybody I don't think anyone expected him to be as good as he was last year, but like I don't think anyone thought he was going to be terrible. But I don't know.
Yeah, he had a rough camp and a rough beginning of the year, and then he got it together for a stretch, and then it fell off again. It's just one of the things when you are a pitcher of Andre Pallante's mold. It's kind of like Mikolas, and when he was having good and bad years for the Cardinals, like he could be an all-star one year by the numbers and then be awful next year by the numbers. And Pallante, like the people are saying that you should get rid of him this offseason. I mean, if someone wants to trade for him, sure, but I'm fine rolling him back into camp. He should be competing for a rotation spot, but nothing guaranteed. That's for sure. And if he makes it, great. I mean, if he doesn't, he might be a lefty specialist out of the bullpen like he's done before, or he might go to Memphis and try to figure things out. But I just don't think he's a back of the rotation guy. You're not looking for him to be a lot more than that. Last year, the production overall I thought it was great, but I don't think anyone was expecting to be replicated.
Yeah. I mean, I think Kareem made a good point recently, and he got some hate on it, pushback on Twitter. But I mean, he said that he thinks Pallante is closer to Liberatore than people will admit, and I think it's totally true.
It's tough because it's like the way they get there is different, right? Where it's like Libby and I saw Kareem. Yeah, I may sound like that, but it's not. It's not just a luck thing. I'm comparing it in the way of Mikolas is when you are more pitch with contact and your contact suppression. I think at the end of the day, you have to be truly elite at that to do that really well in a way that if you have really even good swing and miss, you can get by better in today's game. And I just think that's why it's so difficult to pitch in the way he does. And I think there's going to be a little bit more variance no matter what, even though this year hasn't just been luck.
Sure.
It's not. With Libby, it's like when he's good, he actually has some decent swing and miss. But like it's what I talked about earlier. It's like he has stretches where he looks like a number 2, and he has stretches where he looks like you shouldn't even have him on the big league roster. And so that's where it's really weird, which obviously Pallante looks like that right now too. But it's like weird to even call. It's hard for me to, I agree. Pallante and Libby are closer together, but for weird reasons, if that makes sense. It's hard to explain.
That's fair. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, we'll have more conversation when we get to Libby. I'm excited because I want Libby to be good just like everybody else, but I have some reservations.
Cool. All right, Gorm. Where are we at, gents? His slash line on the season now is 221, 321, 413 at the 734 OPS, 13 home runs. Curious what it is over the last 30 days at this point.
Just like remove all of April and like May.
775 OPS over the last 30 days. Last 15, 807. I'm good with B.
B tier, yeah.
Yeah, maybe C tier.
No,
if you want to bake in,
it was just so bad over the first.
How good Gorman's been for the last. I mean, even if you want to go like 50 games, and on a rate basis, he's basically as valuable as Alec Burleson, which is pretty impressive for a guy that started the way he did. Like if Gorman was going to get 600 at bats this season,
it's still 50 points below Burley.
I'm talking about like total value because Gorman plays a more important defensive position than Burleson does too.
Yeah, what's Gorm's F4 at now? He's at a 0.06 or sorry 0.6.
Yeah, B-War likes him a little bit better. I didn't see what Burleson's F4 is.
I think I'd put him top of C tier, and if he gives another month, then he's firmly in B. Because I think you have to bake in the beginning. We can't overlook that.
Yeah,
and also the defense is horrible. So like that's like if we're talking about Burley just being competent, like Gorm's defense at third base is awful.
Yeah, at third base he's horrendous.
Gorman and that's what he is right now.
Fine. I wish he was not playing third. But also I understand that they want Donovan to play the infield, although Donovan's hurt now. So
yeah. Which to Graham's point, like he could settle down at third, but let's see him do that. And then if he
does, it's been really bad.
Continues that trajectory, then he's beat.
Every time the ball gets there, I get nervous. But Gorman's done some really good things this year. Like I don't want to overlook the fact that he's walking 13% of the time. That's elite. That's in the 92nd percentile. He's squaring the ball up more than pretty much anybody in terms of like sweet spot percentage, and he's launching the ball from there. There's some really good stuff. So I'm excited about what Gorman could do next year with actual play time because I think he's earned it.
For sure. So JC, I feel like we had him in F tier last time.
I think it was D tier. I wasn't there though.
I kind of think
he's not an F tier.
He shouldn't be.
He's played better, but I am not sold on JC. I know a lot of Cardinal Nation seems to be sold on this guy. You're still talking about a guy who's in like bottom 10 percentile in terms of xWOBA. I mean, it's a 281 on the season. That's like 60 points worse than Gorman, who's above league average now. Yeah.
And even trends-wise, which I feel like people lately have been like, JC's been catching on. 618 OPS over his last 7 days, 15 days, 577 OPS. Last 30 games, you're looking at where is it at? 642.
Yeah,
he's fine defensively.
The quality of contact over the last month or so is the best it's been all year, but it's still below average. Yeah, it's funny. It's still below league average. And it's not Sajazi's fault, but it frustrates me because I just don't see him profiling as a regular someday. And so when the Cardinals seem to prioritize him over other players, like it frustrates me. And I'm kind of like, I'd love to give them a couple of these other guys a look. What's Sajazi's batting average over the last month? Because I feel like that's high, and I feel like people have really liked that specifically. Because he doesn't
278.
That's exactly what it is then.
Which also his on base is 326, not terrible, but the slug is 316.
He's walking 5% of the time, and he basically doesn't barrel anything. Like he's also like Sajazi strikes out 28% of the time this year. That's a huge number for a contact hitter. That is actually, I think it's like almost as bad as Gorman.
So
who also hits a lot of bombs.
So JC's pretty safe to say, I think, D tier.
Yeah, D tier is fine. Yeah, his strikeout rate almost identical to Gorman, and his walk rate is like a third of Gorman's.
Gordon Graceffo. Let me see what his splits are versus as a reliever versus a starter this year.
Has he pitched enough to even like?
Yeah,
I don't know. He's fine.
Yeah, he's thrown 30 innings.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, as a reliever, it's a 5.45. And on the year, it's a 5.45. Because I think he only had one start. I think it's D.
Yeah.
I know he had decent stretches, but he's had blow-ups, and when you're not pitching enough, other than that, I don't really feel comfortable putting you in C. He's been tasked with some weird stuff, but I don't know. I don't think he's shown you enough to put him anything above D, personally.
Yeah, I would agree. There's been like a couple of intriguing things that have happened, but yeah, the expected numbers are all right. I think he could be a solid reliever next year. Like, I fully believe in the Cardinals' ability to get the most out of him and the other young guys at the back of the pen. But
yeah, Nathan Church. It's hard because it's pretty small sample size still to this point. 24 at bats, 8 games, slashing 125, 154, 250 at the 404 average. Plays great defense, obviously, so that's awesome. He did hit his first career home run.
The arm is awesome too.
Yeah,
and
there's a part of me who wants to put it in C because it's like, what were our expectations for Church? It really wasn't anything.
Yeah.
But I feel like the offensive numbers tell you maybe more D, but I think
I don't.
It's
know.
hard.
Yeah.
You're seeing like it's like Siani production right now, but I think he's better than that. Also, the expected numbers like are much better than the actual numbers, but it's a small sample, so it's really hard to tell. Yeah. But I feel like he's gotten really unlucky. I feel like he's actually hit the ball hard.
Batting average and squared up rates are really good, and it's above average X slug. But yeah, it's so small sample size. I think I'd be like fine top of D for now.
Yeah, top of D is fine. I would have him like above Sajazi because I feel like it's looked better than it's looked with Sajazi, but maybe that's just me.
Yeah, we did get a request to do Scott next since we can compare Scott to Sajazi. Do we want to do something like that?
Or not the Scott Church comparison? I think these comparisons are crazy.
Can we just go in order?
Oh, that's fine. Yeah, just go. Yeah. You can go throw Michaelis at F tier. No conversation needed. Just also, did you guys hear him throw Waino under the bus the other day?
Oh yeah.
Wait, Michaelis better than Walker though. Sorry, it's true.
No, what?
Yeah, absolutely.
How much money is Michaelis making this year, or how much money is Walker's making this year?
I don't care.
$1 per
expectations for Walker should also be high. Walker was the #1 prospect in all of baseball at one point.
For like a week.
Like the expectations should be high for both players. It's disappointing in both regards. I think Michaelis has been more valuable than Walker this year by a good bit.
Not dollar per.
But it doesn't matter. They're both in F tier. Who cares?
Yeah, chat. So yeah, Michaelis was on foul territory and was asked about if he had pitched into his 40s, and he was like, "I know what it looks like to be old and to be chasing records and not have enough darts in the tank anymore." And then what's his face from foul territory was like, "Oh, I'm gonna go tell Waino you said it." And he was like, "Oh no, I wasn't talking about Waino." And then he tried to like talk his way out of it. It was awkward. So
that was weird.
Yeah, I was like, you have no room to talk, but that's okay. Let's do Scott next though, because I think it's interesting to compare it to like Nathan Church so far. Obviously with Scott, the offensive production not great this year. That's not an understatement. It's not saying a lot. 223, 311, 312, 623 OPS. WRC plus on the year 81. He's worth 1.9 WAR. The defense he's maybe the best defensive center fielder in baseball. Him and PCA have a good argument against each other. He does steal a lot of bags, right? He's at like 30, 31.
Yeah, he's the fastest player in all of baseball too this year.
And so I feel like before the year, I was hoping for mid-80s WRC plus, and I felt like that was fair to ask of him. And maybe above that, but even like 80, 81, I think is like slightly underperforming offensively from what I feel like is a fair expectation for him considering what we saw last year. But the defense has been incredible and he does steal bases. And so I think top of C or low B is fair for me because he does all those other things so well. I'm okay though with the bat weighs it down a little bit. I'm curious what you guys think.
I would have him right below Gorman because I think Gorman's trending up and I think Scott has trended down lately. But also, you're right. Like, I think people now are looking back at Victor Scott. They're looking back at the way we talked about Scott before the year, and they're like, "Oh yeah, we saw this defense coming." And it's like, no one could have projected that Scott would be this great at defense. You know, I mean, he's been unbelievable. He's been one of, if not the very best center fielders in all of baseball. He's right up there with PCA in terms of production in the outfield. He runs everything down. He's been awesome. And I don't think any of us, we thought it was going to be good. I don't think we thought it was going to be Gold Glove caliber. And so, yeah, I'm fine with him in C tier, even with the bat being as bad as it is. And there's still things to like about Victor Scott at the plate. Like, he works more walks than I think people thought he would. And that's super effective when you steal second as often as he does. I mean, he's walking almost 10% of the time. That's significantly above league average. And he doesn't chase very often too. So he's not an easy out. Sometimes he doesn't make the greatest contact, but he's at least been more selective than I think we thought he'd be this year. So I think it's a positive year for Scott. And I like Church. Like, I get it. He's fun. He's throwbacky. I like watching him play, but I don't think he's challenging Scott for that role. As good as Church is, like, Scott's been really, really great this year in his first full season in terms of total production.
Andrew, where would you put Scott?
Probably B tier. I think the defense has just been that good. And like we're saying, like, if Scott can just be like a 10% below league average guy, then he's like one of the better players on the team, probably at A tier. Just because the speed, like WRC plus and stuff, doesn't take into account that he's like stolen 30 plus bases. And if you walk Victor Scott, that becomes a real problem. So I like that. Putting him in B, maybe top of C if that's where you guys are at, but.
I think I'm fine low B because I feel like, if we're doing a grading scale, right? C is supposed to be average. And I think you would say Scott's above average center fielder because of what he does defensively on the base paths. But I also go both ways. So I could see either, hey, you brought this up though about putting him below Gorm. I think it's interesting. And maybe it bumps up Gorm actually. Guess where Gorm ranks in all of baseball since June 1 in WRC plus?
Probably pretty high.
Top 30?
Yeah,
he's tied for 31st in all baseball with a 132 WRC plus.
Excellent. That's excellent.
So I still think it's probably fair to put Gorman top of C just because at least Scott's defense and the bomb-based skills have been a whole body of work this year, and that the offense is declining when you've got bad defense from Gorman and 3 months of good offense. But yeah, I think Gorman's very close to B tier at this point.
Yeah. Yeah, I think Gorman has definitely earned an expanded role next year. He's got to be a guy you're keeping, I would think.
Riley O'Brien, boys, 1.69 ERA on the year, 2 saves and 5 opportunities. So, anyways, that's whatever. 37 innings pitched, 35 strikeouts, 1.92 ERA or batting average allowed. I feel like he's been an S tier reliever for them this year. I don't think it's a debate.
Yeah, he's S tier. The expected numbers are not quite as good as the actual numbers, but they're still good across the board, if not excellent. Like, he's been awesome. Yeah. Riley O'Brien is so fun to watch.
Pedro Pajes, where you got him?
Ooh, D tier now because
so tired of it.
Kind of went on a little bit of a heater, so
Yeah, he's Pedro Pajes plus less than Walker.
Pedro Pajes gets like more high leverage opportunities than like almost anybody else on the team for no reason. Like he's been up with the bases loaded the second most amount of times on the team. And I think he's like 1 for 10. He's 1 for 10 in those opportunities with 7 strikeouts. He's terrible. I'm so tired of watching Pajes.
Hey, I'm curious what you guys think about this real quick because I think it does matter. Like if he has 2 in the same tier as Burley, does that feel right?
No.
I
said A tier, man. I said A tier, but
I think it feels fine. Like I think when you take into account the entire value of the player, I think Victor Scott has been just about as valuable as Alec Burleson. I want to look at. I don't have Fangraphs pulled up, but Victor Scott's been worth a significant amount of
1.9 WAR versus 1.6 for Burley.
Scott's on like 4 win pace per 600, which Burleson's on like 2.2 win pace. And yeah, like B-War heavily weighs defense for fielders.
Yeah.
But that just tells you how great he's been out there. Like, I think we undervalue defense all the time, but MLB executives don't. Like, they see the value of it.
Really, who should win NL MVP, Sandy?
Well, it's not PCA, so it doesn't matter.
If you use B-War, that's PCA by like quite a bit. If you look at F4, it's not even close. So I don't like B-War. At least
I mean, Baseball Reference is more user-friendly on my phone. That's why I like it better.
Graphs ain't that bad.
It's fine. Their site's clunky.
Yeah. We can maybe talk about that as we keep going. But okay, Matthew Liberatore. I'm curious where you guys think he fits into the equation at this point. On the year, he has a 4.27 ERA and 24 starts, 126 innings of work. I think I heard the other day he hasn't made an out in the 5th inning, or he hasn't made an out in the 6th inning since early June. Which is kind of
feel like, I don't know. There's still C tier. I feel like the rotation is so bad that like anything you get out of a Liberatore is great.
Yeah, I feel like at the very least it's bottom of C trending toward D.
Yeah.
But again, like expectations for what Libby was supposed to be this year. And it is like, okay, it does feel like maybe he's running out of gas. And so it's like, that's a problem if you're gonna be a starting pitcher. But it is like, okay, when he's right physically, he can be really good. But
yeah, I'm fine with like bottom of C. That's fine with me. But Liberatore is definitely trending towards D tier. I mean, you're absolutely right. It feels like he's really not fooling anybody anymore. And it's concerning. Like, I get the fatigue issue, and that's fine. Like, I get it. He's thrown more innings than he ever has before, so it's fine. But if you're like dealing with fatigue in June, that really makes me worry about him ever being able to hold up for a full season. You know, like it's very worrisome that it happened that soon. I would be much more understanding if the fatigue had just started like this week in August.
Yeah, that's fair. Steven Matz, he had like a 3.38 ERA on the year for the Cardinals. Did a little bit of spot starts, did some long relief, did some setup, did some lefty specialist with Swiss Army knife. He's now over in Boston. Feels like a B tier type of guy to me, but I'm curious where you guys would have put him.
Oh, I was gonna just put I forgot. Before this, I was gonna just put the trade deadline guys in where we had them last time because we.
Where was he at last time?
So it was B, like him and Helsley were both in. I just pulled it up. They were both perfect. B, okay. And Maton was in S.
Great.
Because we
that's fine with me.
Talk about them.
Yeah,
they're not.
I like Steven Matz. I miss Steven Matz. I like.
He's the only one of those three that's actually like been any good.
I know. Hey, Matz might earn himself a nice little contract, so good for him. Happy for him.
Sandy, you want to do the honors with John King?
It's fine, F tier, whatever. But he's better than Pallante. Don't put him in the very bottom.
Well, okay, so I was actually looking curious because Pallante was an A tier last year. I was like curious if anyone else has gone from A to F tier, and the other one would be John King. But here you go.
Unfortunate.
That's brutal.
Yay! Yeah, I like top there. That's fine. Hey, look, John.
He might actually be like worse than Walker per like innings pitched. Like if he was really pitching all that much, yeah, he has negative 0.4.
It's actually insane that he had a 2.85 last year and a 5.18 this year.
Yeah. Hey, and volatility. Where we had Baker at last year or last time?
Yeah, I have it pulled up. I think it was D tier.
I think so too.
He's going to be the next Dodgers DH, guys. That's what I heard. He's going to be the next big thing.
Like rank Baker.
Yeah.
It's fine. I mean, we did last time.
Yeah.
All right, Contreras. I mean, I feel like he's got to be around where Burley's at.
Yeah.
I mean, I think he's better than Burley because the defense is so good with Contreras. I mean, he's a really good defensive first
That's fair. I think you could put him in A then because it's a 123 WRC plus bat, 2.5 WAR. I'm going to be honest. I think some people were like, why are people upset about Contreras the other day? I think whenever you throw a bat at someone, I'm sorry. I don't care if it was an accident. That was brutal.
Yeah, it was not
bad
cool.
luck.
It was not cool.
So, I just think he needs to control it a little more. I said this when I wrote about it. The home plate umpire was totally in the wrong. Like he screwed that situation up, but that doesn't excuse what Wilson did. So it sucks, but
Yeah.
he deserved the suspension. But I love Wilson though. I think he's a great part of this team. I hope he gets to be here long term, but it's okay if they move on from him to create opportunity for other guys. But yeah, I think Wilson's cool now.
I'm high on Wilson still. Like if you look at the Savant page, there's still so much red. He's still in the 88th percentile in xWOBA. Like that's top 12% in all of baseball there, you know, top 10% in expected slug, top 10% in barrel rate, swings the bat really hard. And defensively, he's in the top 7% in terms of outs above average. Like he's been outstanding. I think he's also a better hitter than Burleson, and he plays much better defense. And I don't get the people that want Contreras to move off first base because anyone can play it. It's like, no, not anyone can play it at the level Contreras played it. And I think him doing that right after Goldschmidt provided great defense for so long has made Cardinals fans think anyone can do it, but I don't think that's true.
You're right, because I think people forget how bad Jose Martinez was over there.
Oh my gosh. I loved Martinez, but it was unwatchable. Yeah, that's a great point.
Matt Savanson, 2.18 ERA and 45 innings of work, 29 appearances, 46 strikeouts. I'm 1.51 batting average allowed. I would definitely put him S tier.
Tier. Yeah. S tier. The expected numbers are even better than O'Brien, and he's shown an ability to go long, which is awesome. Like he's gone 3 full innings at a time. He's thrown over 40 pitches multiple times. I was wondering, are they like stretching him out or something like that? It was kind of.
Remember when you guys laughed at me for saying that Eric Fetty, like if the Cardinals got a Matt Swanson back for Eric Fetty, that would be too little.
That was before Swanson was a dog.
Yeah, because it's not.
No, what Swanson became. I'm just saying, like we didn't even.
You're right.
Like,
you're right.
Who's like a washed prospect? Like,
you're right.
Not.
We didn't even get Sammy Hernandez. We got more for Genesis Cabrera.
Yeah.
From Neilio, which I always appreciate his support. He's been a long time supporter of the channel. Just a question: what could STL get for Contreras if he's available for trade? I think a lot of that probably depends on how much. Not that the Cardinals need to eat money to move him per se, but if they were willing to eat money, that'd probably help. Just to make his value better, but also how many teams he's interested in going to, right? Like if he's willing to go anywhere, then that's a bidding war for well, I shouldn't say bidding war, but you can get something for right-handed bat. But I also think right-handed first base bats don't really get you much in general. They're usually a little more valuable to you than they are in trades, unfortunately. So it'd be something, but I don't think it'd be anything crazy.
I think a good way to sometimes gauge like how much a player would get is if this guy was a free agent, what deal would he sign? And what does that look like compared to the deal he's currently on? And I think Wilson's being paid like pretty close to market value right now. Yeah. So if you were to trade him, if you were to move all the money, I don't know if you're going to get much back.
Yeah, I think
doesn't mean he's not a good player.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah, especially for the age. So, Valade, where did we have him? F tier last time. There's no way we didn't.
I don't know. Let's do it.
All right, Alcala, 1.69 ERA and 6 appearances so far, 6 strikeouts, 1.13 WHIP. I mean, it's been.
Do we bake in pre-trade or no?
Nah,
because obviously before the trade he stunk, but now he's been excellent.
I mean, I feel like B or A for what he's done with the Cardinals. Except he did have a really bad outing his last time out. So, I don't know. What do you do with that?
I mean, he's been so good since the trade that he's like salvaged some of his season stats, which is really funny in terms of like expected numbers, not actual numbers. He was really bad beforehand, but
just throw him B for now, just because it's not much of a sample size, maybe.
Yeah, I'd be fine with that. I mean, I think right now he's playing for a spot in next year's bullpen, and like I'd be inclined to give it to him.
Yeah, Leahy's so tough. He's so good at stretches, so bad at others. Others as in lately, mostly. I feel like he's probably a B tier guy in the year. Except you could make the argument to me that he's pitched in so many games, covered 71 innings of work, 52 outings, that 3.03 ERA, going multiple innings a lot is pretty impressive.
Sorry, I would have him in something else. Where does Alcala go? I forgot.
Alcala's going B tier. You're good.
I was not locked in, but that's okay.
I can argue B or A for Leahy.
I would have him the low A. That's so many innings, and still 303 is like excellent.
Yeah.
Okay, let's do it. McGreevy, where you guys got him? 4.43 ERA and 11 starts or 10 starts, 11 appearances, 63 innings of work, 40 strikeouts, 119 WHIP, 268 batting average allowed.
Well, Jacob Misiorowski was an all-star, and if you look at those numbers, then you get McGreevy, who's been better than that. So
he's S tier.
Clearly, yeah, he's a Cy Young candidate.
Oh my gosh, so bad.
No, McGreevy's he's like low C tier. I mean, honestly,
he's above Liberatore just because like I feel like he's giving more bulk. I feel like he's
going deeper.
Vibe check, trend check. He's above Libby.
He's going.
Vibe check. He's above Libby.
Libby.
You know,
said he's above Leahy, and I was like, what?
No, not Leahy. Libby.
Okay.
Yeah.
How about Newt?
Oof. C tier.
Newt's hard to rank. He's underrated. Cardinals fans have like turned to underrating him, I think.
Well, I just think it's like the overexposure, and like he just hasn't been like ever since the WBC, everyone's like, oh, Newt Bar. He's gonna like you look at the names that he's surrounded with on that team, and it's like, okay, he's not any of those guys.
He's still a good player.
He's still a good player.
He's still an above-average defender. He's an above-average hitter, and the same things in his profile that people liked a long time ago, which are he tends to hit the ball pretty hard, he doesn't chase, and he draws a lot of walks. Like those are still true.
Yeah.
You know, I think
C tier. Like a lot of Cardinals fans, like people put him in like D tier. But I don't think that's true at all.
Yeah.
Like people want to see
people that are
Walker
like
over him. People want to see Church over him, and it's like no.
True.
Yeah, I mean he's still like a 2.5 win player probably per 600. Like that's good. Yeah, that's fine.
Right below Gorman. Because at least he can play proper defense when he's needed.
Yeah. Yeah, Newt's been cold lately too. I feel like he was turning it on. And then he's had like a really bad week.
Yep. Yeah, his last week's been pretty bad. Here, Hampson, F
tier. Why is he on the team?
He's the most efficient reliever in the
whatever. Stop.
Right above Ryan Valade.
Okay, that's fine. Chris Roycroft. I think it's probably also.
I don't think he's played. Has he been up? I think he goes back in F tier.
Yeah, F tier still.
It's gonna be F tier still. 6.92 ERA on the year in 14 appearances.
Yeah.
It's going to be really funny when Roycroft is like,
he's played
next year.
Yeah.
Munoz hasn't played. Has he?
No, Munoz can stay in F tier too. I do not like Munoz.
Brendan Donovan. Wow.
I feel so bad for him. Like playing through that injury, I feel like has really like hurt him numbers wise.
If he had gone on the IL at that point, when the day he got hurt, he had a 135 WRC plus on the year, I think, and ever since then, it's in like the 80s, I think.
Yeah, because he's down to 112 on the season.
Yeah, so I would probably put him in B tier. I'd say personally above Burley because he's 38 points lower OPS wise, but the superior defender easily. And I think I'm going to bake in the fact that he's been hurt, which has definitely hurt his offensive performance. But when you play through it, we can't say it's the only thing, right? It's like, well, he could have also gone on a slump without the injury. We can't underplay that per se. But I will bake in. He has been playing through injury, so I think top of B is fair for Donnie. Yeah. But it sucks. I wish it didn't hurt his. This has been a career year for him, and that toe thing has really derailed him, and it just sucks. So
yeah, it sucks that it's gotten worse too. It's like caused problems all up his leg, where he's just been in pain. Like that sucks.
I put a couple guys back where we put them last time.
Cool.
To save some time. So I feel like
I think I like what Cream said, it's so good A, and I feel like if the season ended today, I'd put him in A, but like that little nuance of it, right? Where it's been trending for 3 months, it's been trending in the wrong direction, which is where I put from S to A to top of B, and it's like he just needs to be a little bit better when he comes back to get back into A. Or honestly, if it just his numbers stay where they are on the year, then I'd probably put that in A.
Yeah,
but Granillo, 4.82 ERA in 12 appearances. It's been fine. I mean,
I'd say D tier, right?
Yeah. little below
like
average.
8 ERA plus. Yeah, he's hanging around like probably above Graceffo though.
Yeah, for sure above Graceffo.
Yeah,
I probably put him.
I'm more intrigued by Granillo next year than Graceffo to have like a true role in the pen. I like Granillo still.
True. Mason Wynn's another tough one, guys. He's been playing through injury for quite some time. 254, 311, 370 slash line, 681 OPS on the year now. It is dropped. That WRC plus going into today was a 94, but he might be the best defender in all baseball. So
he's
probably an A tier because I think his defense is better than Scott, and I think his hitting has been better than Scott. Also, he's hurt, so
both those are true.
I think I'd put him. I think I'd maybe even put him above. Not maybe. I think I'd put him between Contreras and Leahy.
Yeah, I'm fine with that placement. I'm trying to. Does he?
Whoa! What?
I don't know if Sandy heard that, but wow, it just like went like screech noises.
I'm gonna have to cut that out of the audio. What is that?
Ow! My ears are dead. All right. Hopefully Sandy's okay now. We'll see. Wow. We'll keep going until maybe he's. I don't know if he's adjusted yet or not, but wow.
What?
Crazy.
Can't hear anybody.
He's good now. We can hear you now. So
your audio just completely crashed out and made some horrible sounds, but I don't know.
Wait, what did I? Josh dropped a Fetty tier after I did what? What happened? What did I do?
I think that was Sandy's audio, but you know.
Oh yeah. Okay, we'll keep going. Ryan Fernandez.
Ryan Fernandez, F tier.
Yep. F tier. And I feel like maybe we haven't really done this before, but I think we can look at this again because I've kind of asked some questions about some of these. We can look and be like, does anyone's feel out of place based on the other rankings in a moment? Oh, we might have Sandy back.
I'm back.
Beautiful.
Little technical error there.
It was like you stabbed my ear when that happened. It was crazy.
Yeah, my AirPod died, and then it was being weird. Had to just reset things.
Nato, did we have him in F tier last time? I think we did.
No.
We have him in D?
D tier.
But he definitely has played. Like I think, or has he? No, he hasn't.
Okay, this dude is being paid $30+ million a year and has an 83 WRC plus and is worth a little over or under 1 WAR, 0.7 in 96 games. I think it's okay to put him in F. It's been bad.
Do you think Nato will play again in a Cardinals uniform?
No, I still don't think he will.
He's going on rehab though, isn't he?
Yeah, I mean, it's less about this year and it's more about whether he plays for the Cardinals next year, I think. Because I don't think he's going to play again this year. I think they're too interested in some of these other options.
And I think you'll be able to move him if you eat a lot of the money, a lot of the money. He's getting his shoulder checked out. I don't think he's going on rehab yet.
I think they're
to map out a potential rehab. But
we can put him in F.
But also, I think some people are like, oh, you can't release Nato. You 1000% can release Nato this offseason if you don't find a trade partner, and I would.
Yeah.
If you don't find a trade partner, cut bait. Like it's done.
Yeah.
And it sucks. I don't like talking about a future Hall of Famer and a guy that was awesome to watch here like that. It's just how it is. So Pozo is down to a 665 OPS on the year, slashing 242, 273, 392. Yeah, I think D tier is fair.
Man, that dropped fast.
Yeah.
You want to put him
next because he's a better story. Sorry.
Yeah, true. I'm tired of Pajes. That's
more exciting.
Yeah.
JoJo 2.25 ERA on the year and 53 appearances, 48 innings of work. Obviously not been the same post deadline, but it's still been good. I think A or S tier.
S tier.
Yeah, 225 with 50 innings. Like that's really, really great production.
Yeah. It's interesting because it's like you look at I like how the tier list looks right now. It kind of reflects the team, right? Where you have like a couple of good position players, but not really. A lot of good relievers. Like a lot. And
they have like 8 good relievers post deadline still.
It's crazy.
It's an embarrassment of riches, but in the least productive and valuable sense.
Yeah. Sonny Gray, we're 3.3 F4 on the year, 4.19 ERA and 27 starts, 152 innings of work. He does have a 3.23 FIP, 3.03 xFIP. Yeah, strikeout stuff's been okay, pretty good this year. Not what it was last year, but still pretty good. He's a weird guy. Where would you guys put him?
He is. But I mean,
I think he's still the best starter on the team,
and he doesn't walk anybody.
Yeah.
Which, like, if you're gonna have a power problem like he has, you better not walk anybody.
Yeah, I'm good with that. Yeah, I mean, I don't even know what to do here.
Veneziano, I don't know what his numbers look like.
It's 4.45 ERA in 4 innings. I mean, C. D. Yeah, I think bottom of C. It's like whatever.
Yeah, bottom of C is fine. I'm intrigued. I want to see more.
For me, 913 OPS in 14 games, 25 at bats. I mean, is it B tier, A tier? I don't know.
No, you cannot have Fermin in A tier.
I mean, B tier, I guess, behind Alcala.
I want to put Fermin in A tier because what has he done anything wrong?
It's the same as Alcala.
But you need 25 at bats is nothing.
But
that's literally 6 games.
Does he still have a higher OPS than Shohei Ohtani?
He's a 913 OPS.
Never mind.
No, it's not. It's the highest on the team.
For a while. He's a 156 OPS plus.
I think we go bottom of B.
Yeah, B tier is fine. We're not putting him in A tier. You have to have expectations.
What are your expectations?
Well, I mean, again, no matter what my expectations are, it's 25 at bats.
Yeah, that's so true.
And not even like 25 straight recently. It's like 25 at bats the whole year. It like sprinkled.
Did Fermin like pitch once in high school or something? Andrew, do you know something that we don't? Is that why you like him?
No, I just think it's funny. I like these like washed Cardinals. Like I collect Irving Lopez rookie cards for a reason, man.
That's hilarious.
Ivan Herrera, man, falling off.
Yeah. There's an interesting conversation to be had around Herrera. We probably don't have time for it today, but we should have it one of these days.
At some point. Maybe that's for Sunday's episode with the idea you had. 124 WRC plus on the year, though. Still slashing 281, 362, 420 with a high. It was like 780 something OPS on the year. 788 or 781.
Yeah, B tier at the least.
Yeah. Maybe right between Burley and Scott.
Yeah, I mean, you could argue. Actually, no, his OPS is lower than Burley's now. He's probably below Burley's.
And far less at bats too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Oliver.
S tier.
I know Andrew wants to be
S tier. I don't care. Okay, look how bad his rotation is.
Look how bad his roster is.
Like, what do you want? What do you want this guy to do, man? Like, I don't know what you want this guy to do.
It's so funny. Like, if you think about the Cardinals, there's like 3 good hitters, but there's like 4 good hitters, but at any given time, 1 or 2 of them is hurt, and then the rotation sucks, and the bullpen's really good. But like, that's it. That's all you have. That's all you get to work with.
I mean, yeah, but they still are a good team at all. I feel like if we put them in S tier, we're gonna get crucified, and I don't know if I want to debate that.
It doesn't.
I'm fine with Ali in A tier right now. They are below 500.
I feel like what? Okay, so Andrew, why should he be in S tier? Because you're just naming what he doesn't have, but it's like they're not doing super well as a team.
Race for so long.
True, but now they've. But okay, did you see that stat I sent you guys earlier today though?
What?
I think BK found it or was sharing it on one.
The Cardinals have the lowest WRC plus since whenever.
No, it's this, which is insane. Sorry. They're from May 4th to May 31st. They're 19-6. Yeah. Rest of the year, they're on a 68 win pace. That's bad, man. That's bottom. That's the second worst. I think it's a bottom 3 record in all baseball. Yeah, so I think terrible. I don't think you can put them above B. And it's not. I mean, part of it's a manager. Is some of that stuff's out of his control, but like at the same time, like I don't think we can gloss over how bad they are. I'm not saying it's Ollie's fault, but I can't tell you a lot that he's making them better right now.
I mean, I think he's making them better. I think
That's why I think B is above average.
Yeah, this is going to be probably the third year in a row, maybe the fourth year in a row, where the Cardinals have outperformed their run differential by a significant mark. I mean, last year they outperformed their, whether you believe in this or not, their Pythagorean win-loss by more games than anybody in the league, and they're set to do that again this year.
But only by 2 games this year. Last year was by quite a bit.
Yeah, last year was like 7, I think.
So I think B tier.
That's fine. B tier is fine. Still above average.
Yeah.
Because I think Ollie's a good manager.
Yeah. Andrew's like, I refuse to move him.
Yeah, B tier, Andrew. Sorry, you've been outvoted.
Whatever, man.
Very top of B tier.
Because he's pointing at all his guys to give credit to them, because he would never take credit for being such a great manager.
That is true. Look, I think anyone that's given Ollie a chance this year, though, that's actually listened to him talk, especially like the interviews he's given, I think Ollie has actually won some people over.
Some.
Yeah.
You're not going to get everybody, but he's working on it.
I don't want to talk about Ollie anymore. It makes me sad.
Dollar Bill.
Or does he belong in the Fetty tier?
Yeah, he belongs in the Fetty tier.
I think they both go in Fetty tier. Like they
put Mo above Fetty though, so they're surrounding him. And I think Mo's better than Dollar Bill. Dollar Bill's the problem with everything.
Oh, wow.
Partially part of the problem.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't. Because here's something the other day that I saw from someone. They're like, we're overrating what Heimblum can do, because ultimately the ownership, you can only go as far as that. I'm like, true, but like I wanted to respond. I just didn't want to get into a Twitter thing. Like, what is it that we think DeWitts don't do well? Most people are like, they don't spend enough, and it's like, okay, agreed. And I'm not trying to say it's not a problem. It totally is, but it's like, well, teams like the Rays and Guardians figure it out, and so like, I don't think it's fair to just say they need all the money in the world, because you can squander it.
Well, I think the thing is, like, the piece that people have not talked about enough is that Mozeliak, in order to maintain payroll, had to like direct a larger portion of the payroll towards the big league club. Like, he wasn't even raising it. And I think that's the problem. It's the fact that the DeWitts siphoned money out of the organization, and just for Mozeliak to continue to run the same level of payroll, he had to move money away from the minor league system.
Yeah.
And I think that's problematic. Like, payroll when you're in St. Louis and you're making the kind of money this organization makes, you're selling tickets the way this organization has historically sold tickets, payroll should not be dropping. Especially as, I mean, I know that we are not allowed to consider BPV and One Cardinal Way because they're commercially different things. But when you've got all that going on, payroll should not be dropping.
You know what's kind of crazy, though? In a market like Philly, they got down to 20,000 fans coming to games for like 5 straight years during their down years. And the Cardinals have been in like the 40s. And I say that in 2 ways. One, when they say they've been able to punch above their market size, it's a real thing, because the St. Louis market is extremely small compared to.
Well, it's it's like the third smallest in the league.
Yeah. And so like, if they really, even though I know people are gonna be like, they can spend all the money in the world as billionaires, I get it. But like, at some point, like, I'm not gonna yell at a wall about something that just doesn't happen. Like, most owners aren't gonna do the Steve Cohen and spend whatever it takes. So I do think you have COVID in there. Now, the last 2 years are obviously the last 2 years. So it's going to affect future payroll, not what they've done in recent years. They have maintained a pretty high payroll considering how small their market size is. But again, they also have the whole KMOX thing that brings in a lot of extra fans. I get it. I don't know. I think it's fair to put DeWitt at the very bottom, because he's also the one who oversaw and allowed all this to happen.
Yeah,
right? Like, he could have moved on from Mo earlier. So
yeah.
I like this tier list because it looks like they built the entire team on a very shaky foundation with Mo, DeWitt, and Fetty.
That's kind of funny. But yeah, I mean, I'm with you, Josh. Like, at the end of the day, it stops with him. And at any point in time, like, I think it was ill-advised for Mozeliak to continue to siphon money out of the minor league system and towards the major league roster. Like, if I could take all the money they spent on like Dexter Fowler and invest it to build a pitching lab and hire fielding coordinators and all of these things, like, hindsight's 2020. But DeWitt knew that was happening too, and as the owner had full authority to say no.
Yeah. So, and it is this transition plan is really weird, and I think overall we'll look back and be like it was kind of dumb. But also, we talked about earlier, there is some huge potential advantages of it for Heim, and so I'm curious if he got to lay groundwork in a way at an accelerated pace that he wouldn't have if he had to run the whole show the whole time. But Brant Brown probably see at this point, right? I mean, the offense, and maybe even I feel like you have seen improvements from Gorm, right? Like honestly, other than Gorm, like who's really improved?
Burleson.
So, Burleson hasn't been, terrible.
That's true. Burleson's maintained, or like actually hasn't done the fall off. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
So I'm fine with C, and the offense is better this year, but it's not great still. Yeah. Where would you guys put the Cardinals? D tier?
Bottom of C.
Yeah.
There's no way they're average, right?
Yeah, but like a C minus
is
C minus is bad.
All right, trending toward DF, I guess.
Fine. Yeah. The Cardinals, though, like if they finish more than 6 games below 500, like that's D tier for sure.
Yeah.
78 wins is D tier.
All right, chat. Where do we go? Just kidding. This is fun.
Sandy goes in Fetty tier for making me edit the audio later on.
Apologies.
This list could be really brutal at the end of the year, unfortunately.
Yeah,
so
guys are gonna. I mean, who's trending up aside from Gorman right now?
Like no one.
Yeah, hitting wise, like literally no one.
I mean,
15 days. I mean, Burley's been getting back to hitting a little bit. Pages has been hitting a little bit. That's about it. Contreras, but he's already high. That's probably as high as he'll get.
There's definitely a world in which you just have all your relievers like clustered at the top and then everybody else.
Yeah. Oh, man. Oh, well. Hey, appreciate the support as always. Like and subscribe. Helps channel out a ton. We'll be back on Sunday, I'm guessing. We might have a fun episode coming here soon. Ooh, maybe we need to do a minor league tier list, or maybe that's what you guys should do on the episode Birds of the Farm.
That'd be fun. I think we should add the Cardinals system, just like a system snapshot that we can throw.
That's trending up, so I like that.
Yeah, I mean, let's real quick. Like, I think the Cardinals like system for me right now would be like high B tier.
Yep.
Kylie McDaniel put it as his 9th ranked farm system in all baseball, which he had at 19th preseason.
Yeah, that's
Kylie McDaniel is not one of my go-to prospect guys, though, so I'm not going to hold a ton of weight to that, but it is fun.
The Cardinals have only ranked in Pipeline's top 10 once, I think.
In the last 10 years. No, not ever. The last 10 years it's been.
Oh, yeah.
Preseason 2023, they were like 9th, and then they haven't been any other time.
Yeah, because they graduated Walker. And win.
Yeah, see, that's why like if you look at McDaniel's list, it's not the best. So I'm like holding that loosely. But
yeah, but it's just nice to see the Cardinals get some I don't know, a little bit of praise from.
I forgot Blaze Jordan was even a prospect because he wasn't in Kareem's top 30 that we went through yesterday. So
yeah, Kareem is low on Blaze.
I guess, yeah.
Oops. Taking a big step forward. Josh Baez.
Rhinell, like the 3 lefties between Ishan, Motts, and oh my gosh, Ishan, Motts, and who's the other guy who's been Henderson? Oh no, Ishan Henderson, Motts, and oh my gosh, the 3rd lefty who's been killing it this year, Braden Davis. Yes.
Oh, I was like, where are you going with this?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of guys that have taken steps forward this year, meaningful steps forward, which is super exciting, especially at the lower levels. It's been really good to watch.
Moist, you're welcome for giving you guys mats. He said thank you. Also, we need a Chip and Brad. Probably. Actually, I don't want to comment on the broadcast stuff, so it's okay. All right. Appreciate the support as always. Like and subscribe. Maybe we'll have a Birds on the Farm version of this coming up soon. We'll have a fun episode on Sunday. Sandy's idea. I really liked it. So I think we'll run it unless there's some big storylines for the weekend, which I kind of doubt. Appreciate the support as always. Like and subscribe. We'll see you guys next time.
Thanks, Eric.